All right, what's up, Dragon Brood? Today I realize I don't think we've done a +1/+1 counter in a minute. Or at least, maybe we kind of did. We did one with Collector's Cage, but not generally +1/+1 counter. So we're going to take a look at that today and see if we can turn this into something playable. So we're going to start with Zach Fair, because we want to be able to protect some of our creatures, and it comes in with the +1/+1 counter, so there's that. We do have some Llanowar Elves, because that's just going to be good. Collector's Cage, because it's a counter every turn, and sometimes we get free stuff off of it. Some Sheltered by Ghosts. I don't know how important these are going to be, but I figured some removal's good. Of course, Badger Mole Cub, because it puts a +1/+1 counter on another creature. Michelangelo, because it doubles our counters. And Mikey and Leo, because it lets us draw cards. The Ooze, because it gives us a way to make more counters and removes stuff from graveyards. We have 3 copies of Agent Bishop, because it puts 2 counters on stuff each turn, which is very good. We also have Animpakal, which can get bigger and make us more dudes for counters. Of course, if you're playing +1/+1 counters, you have to play Ouroboros, right? I don't think that's much of a question. We do also have some Halana and Alana partners to put counters on things and get haste, as well as Elspeth Stormslayer, because that's +1s for everybody, or just give them flying and end the game. And some Vivian Reed to deal with artifacts and enchantments, but also help us dig and find whatever creature we're missing. So lots of cool stuff that we should be able to do with this list. Shouldn't be anything too crazy, but you never know. I have the feeling these games are going to be really fun. But before we get into the games, don't forget, we gotta tell you, go do your shopping for Magic with our friends over at Tales of Adventure. It's toamagic.com. You can use my code DRAGON, that's DRAGN, and that'll save you 5% on anything you buy on their website. Even cooler is, you could also just contact them and meet them at shows to do exchanges, because they go to all the major Magic conventions as well. But anyway, use the code, save some money, support the channel. Y'all know the drill. All right, all that being said, let's go see if these +1/+1 counters are good enough to hang on the ladder. Well, no green lands is actually a problem with that hand. So this one's much better. So we'll keep this. Getting rid of the Ooze. Hopefully it's not a Reanimator deck. Would have been a strong 7 to keep, though. I'm not gonna lie, that would have been a real powerful 7. Alright, Llanowar Elf gone. Can't be hugely surprised. I assume our Cub will also be gone. But we shall see. Oh yeah, Cub's deader than a doornail here. This actually sucks. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this and pass. Because if we play Cub, we can't do anything next turn. And I'd almost rather just try Agent Bishop and then do something else. Okay, we have at least a shields down moment here. They didn't want to send a message with their 0 power guy. Boy. This lets us... We can tap with white and green, right? Okay. So... if we do Badger Mole Cub... we can use this to get white-green and play Mikey Leo. Alright. So being patient at least paid off a little bit there. Weapons manufacturing, sure. I'm sure they're going to get rid of a Badger Mole Cub. If they don't, I'm going to be very surprised. Wow, getting rid of Mikey and Leo. So they must really fear us getting cards for some reason. I would have got rid of Badger Mole Cub, I think. But now we have a decision to make. Or decisions, right? We have 5 mana, so we can either... we're just going to go Ouroboros. And just say, if you got a thing, you got a thing. This has to be sacrificed for you to be able to... when this creature is exiled from the battlefield... it has to be a very specific thing. Okay, so never mind. And when it dies, you gain a life draw card. That's fine. Alright. So whatever you're going to do, opponent, this is it. Alright, that lets you go get a 1 mana thing.
This will suffice for now.
You have a land? Nope. Oh boy. So we play Badger Mole Cub. then have 3 and 3. Yeah. All right. And I believe we can do this for one of them. Oh, we actually can't do the other guy. Dang it. I needed to tap differently. Ah, well. Such is life. Here they come. You can keep your Tezzeret. Alright, opponent's just giving it up. Yeah, we kind of have to keep this, right? Because this is like, if everything works, then we just go into Animpakal and then we play the crazy I shelter, your shelter game. Because that's usually what happens. Phineas, you attack for 1. Sure. Do we want to deal with Phineas? I guess, is part of the problem here. Or would we rather... No, it's just Agent Bishop. Because that likely keeps them from playing another creature and attack. Because this has to... Well, it does put a +1 on every other creature. So they might still shelter the Agent Bishop. Nope, they didn't. Fantastic. Wow. Okay. Aggressive, but I can respect it. Whoa, almost good enough. Yeah, I guess this is just Animpakal, counters, attack. I mean, they can double block, and that's totally reasonable. Nope, they're just blocking our tokens, keeping their creatures. That's a little concerning. I would assume you double block and take out Agent Bishop, but I guess, are we planning to just sweep the board? Alright, I'm your Huckleberry, I guess. No, not even? What? What even is this right now? I guess I'll get a card. We're doing this on just 2 lands, which is bananas, by the way. So every attack, so this will be a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ah, it's not going to be enough. All right. Man, we were so close. So close. Okay. I don't understand that last attack then. Like, there was a block that didn't make sense, and then an attack that made less sense. And don't get me wrong, I've done dumb things. So I'm not trying to cast aspersion on the opponent. I just for real don't understand what was happening. They must have needed double white. That's the only thing I can figure. Is they had either double white or things that cost 5 for some reason. Because otherwise, I don't understand. But hey, Agent Bishop along with Animpakal did basically all the work with just 2 lands on the battlefield. Like, thanks, Llanowar Elf. Ooh, easy mulligan. If we don't even have a 1 or a 2 mana thing, just like this hand, it's kind of bad. Hell, we only have 2 lands with all 3s and 4s. Mulligan again. We'll keep this. Put back a land. Put back... I don't know. Hushwood Verge? Maybe not. I mean, we could conserve some. I guess we... I don't know. All right. Just guessing on what we need to be playing right now. Is our Llanowar Elf going to live? All right. We didn't find anything to take advantage of the situation, though. They're going to bounce it? Great. Not upset at that. I'm going to put this on green, I guess? Oh, weird. I was not expecting to see that. Yeah, we'll take some damage, and I will see what kind of counter you got going on. I assume there's something. Yeah, I was going to say, there's no way you don't have any counter there, right? The only other benefit would be to try to play Halana, so if they only are playing, like, Divert Disasters, we'd be able to pay for the extra. But, you know, trying to just keep the better value card. No clue if that's the right play or not. But we'll find out. Alright. Don't think the ooze is going to do too much. Alright. Have to assume the opponent has something reasonable to do. So I don't even know what we're hoping to draw under the circumstances. Not necessarily that. Alright, they didn't do anything to our Halana and Alena. Feels a little suspect. I guess we go ahead and attack. I mean, if they have some combat trick that gets rid of Halana and Alena, we just play the other one, right? Gonna go full bore. Alright, that's an answer. Okay, well, I guess that's a thing that happens. Like, I don't know what deck we're staring at right now, and I'm holding a card I can't cast. So we just got to get lucky, I guess. Hey, good news. I have another one. Sure. Problem is, how much more removal do they have? I fear the answer is quite a bit. Well, I've only drawn 4 creatures so far. That's kind of wild. Well, I guess the upside is there's a lot of creatures to still be had. But they can also find a removal for Halana and Alena here, which is not great. Imagine it's going to be pretty easy for them to do so. Alright, well, we'll remove some things from the yard. What did you take? Alright, we'll try a Zac Fair. They let us have the Zac. Wow. I guess you're just going to bounce Alana Alena because Indestructible wouldn't do anything in that case. Man. Alright, I'll put one on Zac Fair, I suppose. They could also just play, what's his name too, like Meringue River Regent or something. I guess we might as well just max things out, right? Try to think what else they're going to do, but I mean, I guess this is the right answer. If they don't have anything, I was waiting for them to respond with something, but all right, here we are. I guess I could have finished them if I had just put all the counters on the Halana and Alena, but didn't know, man. All right. Actually, I guess it would have only been 2 more points. So I guess it's not the end of the world. If they were planning to do, like, ill-timed explosions or something, that's not so bad. Because even Meringue Memory Agent, if you discard that, is only 7. Ooh, Wistfulness. Okay, you paid blue to draw, sure. I don't... Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, I don't know what this deck was. This was like ramp, counter spells. Like elementals. Like there was all kinds of stuff happening. Though, I guess if you were to full bore elementals, you could give something haste. So trying to get tricky with that aspect of stuff, I suppose. But yeah, we'll take a win. I didn't know how that was going to end up. Man, we can't. Don't want two of our 3 planeswalkers in hand with that cost. Ooh, but this is worse. All right, well, this is where we are. Let's get rid of... Oof. Oof. We kind of need white mana anyway, though, for Zac Fair on 1. Oh, gosh. All right. And then... I gotta keep Mikey and Leo, but I'm supposed to keep Mikey and Leo there so I could get back some of the cards we lost to the Mulligan. Which I know, but I'm gambling on getting more value out of Agent Bishop, hopefully. Oh, well, that's not going to happen. All right. They have black and white mana, so they can get rid of creatures however they see fit. I'm sure they have a billion answers. All right, that's one of them. We did find a land, however. So that's fantastic. Let's go green, I guess. Now the question is it worth it to Agent Bishop or to Animpakal? If we Bishop, we get to attack for 2. Bishop probably dies. We'll just go Animpakal. If they have it, they have it. I think we're already playing down, mulliganing to 5 against a control deck. Like, we just got to take advantage of what we can. Oh, maybe it's not a control deck. Where'd you come from? Little Oh, okay. Yeah. This works. So, yeah, I don't know what the Evangelist was doing at this party, but we aren't mad to see her. Let's go with these 2 and attack. Are we going to possibly pull this off from a mulligan to 5? If you're wondering why I didn't spread the counters out and attack with other things, I plan to sacrifice Zac Fair if necessary. To protect an Animpakal or an Agent Bishop, whatever we see fit. However, the opponent needs to block a lot of things now. Alright, putting that on human. So that's interesting to see as well. Badger Mole Cub. Sure. Let's turn this land into a duder. Let's put some counters on things and attack. Let's go Animpakal and I guess Agent Bishop. And what is this going to be? You block there, you block there, you block there. You take 3, 7, 8. I could make it 9. It's not really enough. All right, just these. They could also gain life, make another 1/1. You know. Yeah, so we weren't going to kill them anyway. Even if we thought we had all the right answers, they would not have been the correct answers in this instance. All right. That's what we need to see. We need to just get them down to enough that if they have some type of board sweeper, we could use Zac Fair to save Animpakal. That's the goal. Yep. Man, we shouldn't keep this, but I'm going to. I'm hoping we draw some 2 and 3 mana things while we wait on more mana to show up. But if not, this will just be tough for us. Okay. No 1 mana bounce spells or anything of the sort, so that's good. Alright, I'm your Huckleberry. Yeah, I was gonna say, I didn't think you were flashing anything in there. This is either getting countered or shot down. Which is it? Alright, well, wasn't countered. And I could have left Llanowar Elf up to try and use the mutagen counter, but the reality is they probably would just respond with shooting whatever I try to put the counter on. So you go after Llanowar Elf, or you go after Mikey. Alright, so correct. It was a lessons pile, so no real shocker there. Are we gonna... Alright. So we didn't try to run down any type of monument or anything else. Very, very interesting. So I guess we just start playing things to make them use their Idle Quenches. I mean, because I can't imagine anything else. We just got to play cards. I mean, we drew a lot of mana sources. Yeah, a lot of Lena's gone before they even get a chance to put counters on things, which is fine. Did you just get the all removal hand? Alright, there's a Caretaker's Talent. So, do we get to experiment a little bit here? Guess I'll put this on white, because I'm holding so many white cards. Badger Mole Cub gets through. Interesting. What about... Shelter? Spell Pierce, sure. I mean, we can pay for it. We have to tap our land, unfortunately. But we knew that was part of the deal. And then we'll put the counter on Badger Mole Cub. And the opponent's kind of forced into a decision here, right? Do you want to get rid of our land to get back your Caretaker's Talent, or do you want to get rid of Badger Mole Cub to keep us from doing silly things? If they get back the Caretaker's Talent, that's going to be their whole turn, effectively. Because they have to pay the extra to them. We're okay with that. Yeah. Acceptable. Love to see it. We're going to go big. Alright. Now you've got real things to worry about, opponent. I mean, they've tried to kill every creature we've played. I mean... Sure, you got it. Put this on red. We're going to bounce our Elspeth? Nope. Alright, looks like we're going to make some 1/1s. I guess we play a land because we could eventually start putting counters on stuff. I mean, I guess they could have another Iroh's demonstration or something. Monument, sure. What you doing? Okay, so they can respond with something. Let's see what you got. Now you have a lot of stuff you got to deal with. All right, cool. Yeah, the only thing I can think of there is if they had bounce spell, but the lesson that bounces is sorcery speed. So, like, you play Ouroboros. At that point, we just put counters on stuff with Elspeth, and either you get rid of Anapakal to keep yourself from taking some extra damage, or you get rid of Ouroboros so it's not pumping everything extra. And then we're 2 turns from winning. So, yeah. I don't know how we pulled that out. Or really, I know how. Elspeth helped a bunch there. But, yeah, opponent just had answers to all of our early creatures, and it didn't matter. Okay, sure. This feels a little bit dicey, but I'm here for it. This is one that, honestly, there's a real chance I probably wouldn't have kept this hand if I was just playing for fun. But I'm making some content, and sometimes y'all get to see some crazy things go down. Because that's what we're here for. Let's... Alright. This isn't the best, not gonna lie. Pass the turn. When you draw a first card or second card each turn, you put a counter on it. And then you can cast an artifact spell from your hand with mana value less than or equal to the number of ingenuity counters on it. So right now they could play a thing for 1 for free. What is this guy? When it enters, you may search your library for a food card. Reveal it, put it in your hand. Alright. That's a thing that happened. I feel like I'm going to lose to something really absurd, and I'm kind of here for it. Oh, man, I wanted to do something else this turn, but... Alright, we got to stop their shenanigans. Sure. Still get to play the thing for free. Alright, your other creature will get +2/+2. Yep, so I can't attack here. Not effectively, anyway. So since we can't really attack, I'm going to go ahead and just play the Ooze. In case something happens to our creature, we'll at least get a +1/+1 counter back. Oh, are they trying to do the infinite combo thing? Just make a bunch of mana? I just realized that could be the situation. Oh, that's not good, is it? Alright, well, if they get what they need, they get what they need. Because they might be able to do it this turn, right? Yeah, had I been thinking, I could have saved the shelter for Mona Lisa, but... Ah, well. Alright, that's not it. That does get rid of Anipakal, though. They go to 10. We can't quite kill them. Alright, the only thing in graveyards. Okay. Wasn't planning on drawing you, but I'm kind of here for it. Oh, I think we have to get rid of this or we lose, right? Because it's all about this growing in size. Man, it sucks. I kind of hate doing this and just giving up Vivian, but I guess we have to. Just to make sure we don't lose to, like, random thing.
If you won't listen to nature, wasn't meant to be contained on its behalf. You can't bury the creatures of this world.
All right.
Steel and stone.
I mean, there is a chance we just... They attack, we lose Vivian here, that's fine. Cost of doing business. Oh, they're going to 8? Alright, there's Chrome Dome. Doesn't currently pump anything, but it would have allowed them to copy this, which then pumps a creature, and so on and so on. Ah, there it is. So they had another one. Yep. Yep, alright, GG's. They had another. Like, nothing we can do. They're just going to combo out. Alright. FYI, for what it's worth, I would not recommend playing the deck the opponent's playing. I think it's actually really bad because it's so easy to disrupt. I mean, we only drew 1 removal spell and 2 real creatures for the majority of that game. So we could have won a bunch of different ways had we drawn actual threats. But, and not to disparage the opponent. I mean, we like playing goofy decks on the channel too. But that's not one I recommend if you're looking where to spend your resources. Ooh, mulligan for sure. Okay, we at least got some cheaper spells. So that makes a difference. Let's go with this. And I guess Leo and Mikey, I'll take a point. I mean, there's no way it's surviving against opponent. Whoa, somebody left 2 black mana open and somehow our creature lived? That seems wrong. Oh, it's because you have sorcery speed removal, of course. That makes so much more sense. Oh, there's no way we could do this and have the mana protect something with Zach Fair, huh? Alright, I'm going to go with Agent Bishop. Just counters for himself. Graveyard hand and library for cards with that name. All right. Ouroboros, you got it. Ooh, Lana, that's nice. I'm not mad at that. Let's turn you into a body. Let's play a Zach Fair. Put counters on Agent Bishop and Zach Fair. And just attack with Bishop, so we have mana open to protect something. It's probably Day of Black Sun or something here anyway, then our cards don't do anything. Assassin's Trophy. Alright, I'm your Huckleberry. What else you got? Alright, cool. And the fun part is we still get to take the action to go find a land. And we have our 1 basic. Yeah, sure, you got it. Ooh. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. If we play Lana, nothing extra happens. So, yeah. I'm assuming a sweeper is on the horizon. It's just which one. Yep, Rise of Sozin makes sense. I was kind of hoping we'd have had something small so we could Lana and then boom, get in there with another card. But going to lead with Lana here. Hey, new subscriber. Thank you. Elspeth? Yep, that makes sense. And what other sweeper do you have? We're just seeing so many black decks that are just loading up on creature removal. It's kind of boring to play against, if I'm being honest. Alright. Probably going to be the exile all our copies of Alana and Elena. No. They actually drew cards. Huh. Interesting. Oh, well, we got a tap land. Doesn't really matter that much, though, I guess. They either have the answers or they don't. Alright. What are the odds their hands are just land? Probably not real high, I'd imagine. Another Rise of Sozin. Alright, well, let's find a 2 or a 3 mana thing. That'll do. Won this one on the back of Alana and Elena. Alright, good stuff. How insane is it? Like, look at what happened this game. Right? They got rid of Ouroboros, so one of our better cards gone. We were at least able to defend against the Assassin's Trophy. They drew extra cards, getting rid of stuff from our graveyard. Who cares? Doesn't really matter. We can't use the graveyard. So they drew a third extra card during the course of the game. They played 2 Rise of Sozin, and we got there anyway. I don't even know how many creatures did we even play. We played Mikey, Zach Fair, Agent Bishop, Badger Mole, and then these guys. Wow, that Halana Lena saved us there. That being patient and holding on to both of them was the right play. All right, we kind of have to keep this, right? See a Llanowar Elf and a Llanowar Elf? Nope. Okay, well, Elf it is. Okay. So we take some damage, but we get to go Cub into Mikey and Leo. So even if they go land into Ouroboros, we at least have the advantage temporarily. Okay, they didn't even have that. So that's good. Though they could have 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. They could just blast us with a giant crater hoof next turn. I'm trying to think what's the most we could get out of this turn. Probably play Llanowar Elf, so we have more mana to use next turn, potentially. Play this. We're not attacking, most likely. Oh, there's a shelter. Dang it. Oh, why was a shelter not closer? All right. We could get big hoofed here. But if it's not big hoof, then even big hoof doesn't kill us, though, because you're only attacking with crater hoof, right? Even if it was crater hoof and something, we could chump block with like Mikey and Leo, I think. Yeah. So that doesn't get us. Oh, they have something else, though? Okay, Paw Patch. A little surprised they didn't do that first, because that would have made a difference. But, yeah, I think we just block with Mikey and Leo. Sounds good, I guess. Ooh, we don't have red mana. Alright, well, no matter what, we're going to shelter. Get rid of Badger Mole. That'll keep silliness from happening. Play... If I play Cage... No. God, I kind of do want to play Cage, actually. And then see what we find. Problem is, we're only going to gain 6, and that's not enough. I think we just have to play Zach Fair and pass, which sucks. But I think it's correct. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They'd only have 6 mana next turn. Alright. We're going to do this just to make sure we can gain the 6 no matter what. So we go to 8. We have bigger blockers. That buys us a little bit of time. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. They could have another hoof next turn, and that gets really ugly. Or they could have a hoof here. That does not look like hoof actions. Great. Love that for us. Would I trade a hoof for a Badger Mole Cub? Would I trade a hoof for a Llanowar Elf here? I don't even know. Like, maybe? Like, I think I am. Yeah, we'll just block and block. Actually, I have to double block. Okay. That seems alright. Oh, wait, no. I didn't have to do that. They only have one blocker. Well, they're going to lose anyway here. They only have one blocker. It doesn't matter. All right, cool. Man, I got to admit, surviving a Crater Hoof when they're attacking for 17 plus, pretty strong. It didn't feel good at any step in that game, and we didn't find red mana. So, because if we got Halana to pump up something and give haste or whatever, that could have been big. I maybe could have gambled on Collector's Cage, but didn't feel like it was necessary under the circumstances. And fortunately, we did call the hoof correctly, and were able to defend against it. But man, that was close. All right, let me say this. I think there are a couple of things we could do to this list and help out a little bit. While I'm a fan of Collector's Cage. We played it on the channel a couple of times. I obviously like the card. But I think when we're not playing towards something really big to hit, I think Collector's Cage loses some of its value, right? Where normally if we have a like Crater Hoof or something along those lines, right? Hey, you want at least 6 or 7 just big things we could hit off of it. Even if we were playing tokens and playing like the Overlord of the Mistmoors or something like that. I think those are hits worth going after. What I would consider is cutting those and playing 2 Kryn, I think. Because the thing about Kryn that's very good is it gives you a card that puts 2 counters on stuff, right? So if you have Mikey and Leo, or if you have a Michelangelo, or even if you just have like Anam Pakal or Helena, like you could just get extra value immediately, which is very good. It also gives you a top deck creature that has haste later in the game, and a card that could potentially be indestructible. And because we have a bunch of legendary things, whenever we attack, double the number of each kind of counter on each spider and legendary creature we control. Lo and behold, we're playing Michelangelo, Mikey and Raph, Ancient Bishop, Anam Pakal, Helena, Zach Fair, right? Those are all things we could double counters on, including itself. So I think this adds a little more value. The downside to the deck is you are going to be weak to like Day of Black Sun, right? Because we have so many cheap creatures or whatever. So you're hoping to hit later in the game your Ouroboros, your Helenas, the Planeswalkers, whatever. That's kind of really where you want to be. But overall, I think that small change could be very good for the deck. We also put the deck down to 60 cards with 24 lands, but a lot of small cost creatures. So I would say if you wanted to still play 61, because I just like goofing around and doing the 61 thing, I'd probably just make my extra card a Shelter by Ghost. We now move the deck up to 28 creatures, so a Shelter wouldn't be the craziest thing. If you want to go Shelter for a 61st card, I think that's fine. I may even include that in the downloadable list, but otherwise, this is probably where I'd be. This is a pretty cool spot. I would check this out if you're looking to play some +1/+1 counters. It feels like we were maybe doing +1/+1 counters wrong, but this worked very well. I think we only lost 2 or 3 games. So somewhere in this wrap-up, it'll be on screen like usual. But yeah, this was fun. I would play this a bit more. There were some fun wins in this, and the crazy comeback against the black control deck there toward the end was also really cool. But yeah, link will be over on Moxfield, like always. Download it, have some fun with it. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.